I remember seeing a bunch of girls in high school reading that. And they're just like,
bro.
I'm like,
I read
what's
it.
happening?
I read it. And my teacher was like, just pick a book, read it, and then like you have to like basically write a summary about it. And I was like, like I was in the bus. Like the majority of the time, I was just in the bus, just like this, just reading. And I was like,
hiding your with the book.
I was like, yo, I need to get home.
You're like, this bus is taking forever, fool.
The
Okay,
vibration's starting to
up.
feel good.
With the book spine right there, he's just like, oh shit.
Ew.
Whoa.
My baby, no, mess around me. I know for sure. I didn't know the fucking words. Just get the whole verse.
I did. That's the only like real words I could think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Alright, clap. Oh, welcome to a fucking complete throwaway of an episode because we're just like, we have time, somewhat.
It's not a throwaway.
Oh, well,
These are emergency episodes.
but okay, but basically,
Welcome to our backup recording.
yeah, it's an episode in case something fucks up or we don't have time to record for whatever the fuck.
One of us dies, and we need a fluffer for the next episode goes up.
We'll just replace the person.
Would we do that? That's
No.
a good question. Would we do that?
Yeah.
Do we replace the person, or
Yeah, you have to.
or do we just leave it
Here's the
as
thing.
the two?
Not to toot my own horn. Not to toot my own horn. I die or this is all over.
I'm looking at Steve. That's all up to Steve. It's up to Steve if it dies, because
No.
I'll show up for the recordings, but I can't edit for shit.
I'll find somebody to edit.
Your brother? You should get your little brother to edit them. That would be a good idea if that happens.
He doesn't know how.
See? You're replaceable.
Well, Rich, you are replaceable, so.
No, oh Jesus.
Peace.
But I had thought about that in passing like one time, because I was thinking to like when like I think of like the Try Guys, or I think of like the Rick and Morty series, like just people, like groups of people or duos or trios or whatever that are known as those three or the four or whatever. What do you do when the other person wants to call it quits, dies, or gets canceled, and obviously they're not on the show anymore?
You.
I think the Try Guys just have like a like it's just them three, but they have like a revolving fourth spot that they'll bring in guests for, or to fill in.
Yeah,
that's fine though. I think like that's fine, because then they just find different ways to do segments. Different people bring a different energy of light to like their videos, so it's always something new and refreshing for them.
That's what I was thinking would happen with us if one of us ends up like knocking out or whatever permanently, the everlasting KO, the end of sleep, the no dream nighty night time. The self-induced coma.
Oh my god.
If you log out of SAO
before you even finish the game. Kirita!
Yeah, but he lost a hand.
He lost.
Wait,
he lost a lot.
Oh.
He lost a hand. Remember, we were watching the.
Oh, spoiler alert! No, I'm just kidding. I remember, yeah.
Kirito loses a hand. Oh my god. But I would think that we would have like a revolving person or whatever.
Let's say that does happen. You know, hit game over or whatever. Who do you want to replace you? Let's say a celebrity,
like permanently.
Yeah, but let's say a celebrity or something, because I don't know. I don't know if we want to include personal people that you have in your life or whatever. You know.
Oh, I was gonna say real life people. I would say Miguel, just because that's the only person that I think would hold a conversation with you two that isn't like a total mute. Because everybody else that I know, you guys, they don't know you at all. And I'm pretty sure the one other person that I think is basically me, but a girl version, I don't think she'd hang. Not that she couldn't. I don't think she'd want to. I think she'd do it for maybe like 2 times to a month, and then that would be it. Then you guys have to find someone else. So I would think Miguel, just to be on the safe side. You guys have known him for a while, more Steve than you, but I know that Richard and Miguel don't really see eye to eye for like a decent amount of things. So it would make for an interesting podcast. Steve would be in the middle a lot of the time. It would basically be a rotation, and like friendship dynamic. It would be like how Steve and I are with each other, and how Richard would be how Miguel and Richard are, and then Steve is now Richard.
Yeah.
That's what would happen, and I think that'd be funny. So I'm pretty sure that's my Miguel. You're in if I die. So
I'm tagged it in.
yeah, and that's like
he's been asking. He's like, "Yo, you guys ever plan on having guests?" I was like, "I don't know."
that mongrel of a fucking person. Like I said all I said, but that mongoloid, no.
Jeez.
Wow.
I say that personality wise, not look wise. Just saying.
Hey,
just
Miguel handsome as fit.
Miguel look delicious. He put up a whole shirtless photo yesterday. And I was like, I was like, how many times can I like this before I cum?
Miguel, I'm not gonna say what you said because it's your own stuff, and I'm not gonna do that. But I will say what I said because I saw it, and he put like text in it as BD question mark, and then something else, and I was like, baby dick. That's what you mean, right? And he was like, no, so and so, and I was like, big dick. If you've dug the hole, you guys, you just got to figure out a way to dig yourself out that's like good enough, or just go deeper and hope that it does the opposite effect. As above, so below. Whoop.
I love that movie.
Garbage movie.
You're a garbage person.
I watched someone react to that movie recently. Wow. I've been watching a lot of reaction videos. Like there's like 3 channels that I'm watching specifically for horror movies only. Because personally, I like horror movies are cool, but I can't stand fucking jump scares. They freak the shit out of me. I think they're cheap too, and I just don't like it. But it works. It does work. But like it almost starts to like and you can never just like be like, all right, there's like a moment of respite. Okay, cool.
You so do you enjoy them or
like, oh,
so he doesn't.
No, I don't.
Like, do you enjoy them or do you get mad at them?
No, I get mad and I don't like them. That's why I don't like them, because I get mad, and I get mad because I don't like them. Because I, again, think they're cheap and they do work, but I don't like that kind of terror or that kind of getting scared.
Is that why you don't like Horror Nights?
Kind of, but also Horror Nights, you've been there like 5 times. You've been there like every other time. Like when I go through the mazes, I don't really like, I get scared every now and then, but for the most part, I go there because I think they're cool. It's nice to see what Hollywood wants to do with like their mazes and stuff like that. Like this year, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go. I really didn't want to, and I don't think I don't want to be there the whole night. I'm going to be real. I might just go
because The Last of Us?
Yeah, I might just go just to see what it looks like, because I think it looks cool, and I would like to see like what would like, how are they going to do the clicker stuff? Because obviously they're going to have like that in like specific scare zones or whatever. So I think that'd be cool if they brought scare zones back. I think
they're probably going to shit on it. Only because they did the same thing with Stranger Things. Everybody was excited for the fucking Demogorgon, and it was kind of ass.
Yeah, I thought
so
it looked
kind
cool.
Of the same mindset.
I thought it looked cool personally, but because I'm not really into Stranger Things. I watch again reaction videos or like review videos of it because I just don't have the full need to watch it. And honestly, it is because of Twitter. I mean, I will say I am guilty of doing that with the TV show when it came to Euphoria. I was like live tweeting and shit like that, basically as I was watching. So I was like, but I knew that no one that was following me was really into it at all, I would assume.
Maybe
so
because you spoiled the whole thing. No, just kidding.
That also because I would retweet stuff, and I wouldn't really tweet like just what happens. I would retweet memes or whatever. But now you think, yeah. But now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, damn. But with Stranger Things, the same thing happened to me. So I was just like, I didn't have any strong need to watch it. So I just never did.
That's so weird.
I feel like it would be a show that you would really like. I don't know. That's what everybody says. Everybody says the same thing. It's like the
same. I think it's because I like D&D, and it's like, what if like D&D monsters came to life? That's what I assume.
Well, that's the thing, that it really doesn't have anything to do with. They're just D&D players. They're nerdy kids, but they're like, it has nothing to do with D&D. Though they base it like in their mindset. They're like, well, what if we play it like this? And a lot of their ideas are from like D&D plays, but other than that, like they're just kind of just nerdy fucking kids.
Well, that's why I think because I'm into nerdy things and like that specifically, people kind of latch on to like that, like a general look of things that nobody really like I don't know, like my anxiety forces me to like look at something and really think about if a person that I want to recommend it to is really going to be into it. And if they're like even close to not being remotely like, oh yeah, check it out, then it's like, yeah, I don't even mention it. But I feel like people don't really go into that kind of like thought, you know, they're not like really thinking about it. So it's like, oh, these guys are nerdy. The monsters are kind of cool, or they're like kind of dorky. I think Lee would be into it. And it's also because there is some slight D&D to it, and people do know that I like it.
The reason I say I think you would like it is because nerdy, it takes place in the 80s, which is like, you know, you're kind of like, you know, fan of it. I just feel like the whole aesthetic of it you would appreciate, along with just the like
the
sci-fi, yeah, basically the whole vibe of it just seems like up your alley.
I'm not gonna lie, story's kind of mid.
That's why I don't like
story's kind of story is kind of mid.
Yeah,
I really don't give a shit about the characters. They're all like, I don't know. There's something about each character that I don't like. Sorry, I'm like I have ice in my mouth. There's like something about each character that I don't like, but it's like the progression of like how things go is what's cool. Like this last season, like the way it worked with that fucking what was his name? Fucking Voldemort?
Vecna.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. I was like,
Vecna.
like I was like, what is bald fuck?
Yeah.
It was just like it was cool. It was cool like to see it kind of like progress and become something different. But and then the soundtrack's obviously good, like on all of them. They're all pretty good. Like they like shout out to the fucking people who edit that part because they have a good choice in music selection for that. At least for the show, like it fits it. But yeah, I think you would like it just based on like just how like character development plays in that one. But other than that, I mean, like people who are like so invested into the story, I'm like it switches off so fast because season 1 to season 2 are completely different compared to like
season
everything else.
Sucked. I will say that it didn't suck like completely, but it was just like it was like
like I think the way season 1 played and how OP the main like superhero character is, like she like how they played her out, everyone's like, okay, cool, like like it's gonna play out differently. She's just bratty, it's weird. She like doesn't know English for some reason. Like I don't know, it's fucking weird. Like
it doesn't
like
make sense when you really go into it. It's like, wait,
yeah.
So why can't she talk? Or like at least
like
clearly,
there's a lot of
I'm like,
there's like whatever. A lot of parts of like, okay, like she was in a fucking like she was a test subject, but why doesn't she know English? Like she can't say full sentences.
Why can't
like is
she
like
speak?
Is she like does she have like an underdeveloped brain or like what's happening here? Like, you know? I don't know, but it's like, yeah, I really don't care for the characters. And then I think this season a lot of characters became kind of memey. So it was like it's very meme related to a lot of shit. Like
bro. Justice
like the Wilhelm
Eddie deserved better. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah. See, that's the thing is that
again, he went out the way he went out.
Better. I may have never watched the show, but like the memes, the tweets, like I basically know what happens. And again, I watched a reaction video, so I might just like live tweet watch or reaction watch or maybe watch a couple episodes of the new season because I already know what happens and all this stuff. I also listen, not to say that people are wrong to say that I might like it because of D&D, because my interest was because people were saying like mind flayers, demigorgons, and I was like, oh, awesome. And then with this new guy, Vecna, I was like, they got Vecna on this bitch. The fuck?
Is that a D&D character?
Yeah, they're all actual characters.
It's the mind flick. Everything so far has just been like high level monsters that you fight in D&D, but Vecna is like a known like almost like primeval of it. Like Vecna is like a lot of campaigns will go through that kind of arc. You'll have to face the dark one, the dark-handed one, or the all-knowing one, something like that.
La mano peluda.
He knows like a lot of things, kind of like how he's portrayed in Stranger Things. He just kind of like knows your deepest, darkest thoughts, and he's like really smart. Like that's the kind of villain that he is.
He feeds off of your shit.
Yeah. So like, oh, Critical Role did it. Critical Role. That's when I started watching Critical Role when they were finishing up an arc, and they had a in between like just playing to play for play's sake, and then like the continuity caught up, and then it was like, okay, now this is what's actually been pulling all the strings is Vecna, and now you have to deal with Vecna's forces. So that's when I started really watching Critical Role, and I was like, this shit's awesome. I was so fucking tight. So yeah. Oh, Critical Role is a live stream for D&D. So again, they're not wrong to assume that I might like it for D&D, because again, peak interest was from that. But yeah, no, I think I'm kind of like with Steve. Like, I'm not really. It's like the monsters are cool. I like body horror, space sci-fi, or like space horror kind of stuff. Like that stuff is cool. I like it when things are like really trippy looking, or like are like biological, but also like biomechanical almost. So it just looks like the aliens, that kind of like art style. Or I think it's Gallagher. I can't remember his first name, but he basically coined that kind of art style where it's all bioengineered, like mechanics, and it looks like a living piece or being, but it's all like put on a wall for like technology to be built into and stuff like that. It's trippy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Just think of like the movie Aliens, and when you get in their spaceships, like that kind of texture,
like Prometheus.
Got it.
Prometheus, exactly. Yeah, that kind of art style. That's what that kind of shit is.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of stuff. Like that shit's cool.
That's like super sci-fi though. This isn't that sci-fi.
Yeah,
this is like based like 80s. Like it just happens in a small little town. People are going through shit.
Yeah,
but
that's also why I didn't like fully go through it, because one thing never got far enough for me to be like, yeah, that's my pull. Everything kind of got close enough for me to look into it, but I was like, whatever.
I was kind of disappointed in the Upside Down. Once they got into it, I was like, this looks kind of like, I was like, this is mid. Like, I like the show. I'm a fan of it. I'm not gonna say I'm not, but like, if I'm gonna like be honest with you, like, people who are like, oh, Upside Down looks crazy. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It just looks like fucking something out of like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and that's it. Like,
right.
It just looks like Salem at Night, or something out of fucking Vampire Diaries. Like, that's it. Like when the fucking, like the last season when like the world's coming to an end and there's a giant crack on the floor. Like that's literally it. That's what it looks like. It looks nothing like that I would expect. Because I'm telling you, season 1 looks so fucking cool how they did it. It looked very horror. It looked very cool. And I feel like they leaned more into like finding ways to have you relate to these characters. I do say I wish they wouldn't have killed off Billy.
Oh. Yeah, I do know that. Like, again,
the mom
really watched it. The fucking it's known for killing off characters that it brings in for that season. Like it's like, oh, a lot of people die. Yeah, it's all the people you brought in that are brand new and that people actually like and would like to stick around. And you just don't develop the character far enough because they're meant to die. They're all red shirts. So it's like,
I mean, that's the point though. Like, you know, they give you a character you like, they pull you in, they suck you in, and then they're like, oh, well, now you have to watch to see what happens after. If
you have to watch them die.
Now you have to see if we fucking Fast and Furious them or they're just completely dead.
Fast and Furious. Yeah, I don't know.
Familia.
It's okay, in my opinion. It's just.
I think you're a bigger fan than the three of us, not Rich?
I mean, I'm not like a diehard to the point where I'm just like, oh, I can't wait for the next season. And I'm like, the first season, I will say I binge watched because I was really into it.
You stayed up.
Second season, same thing, but it was disappointed. Third season, I was just like, okay, whatever. I took my time with it. And
I took my time. I'm glad I took my time with it. That one was good. I did like that one. It was fun.
Was that the latest one? I can't even fucking remember.
That is the latest one.
Okay, I was like, I don't know if there's 3 seasons or 4, but
3.
Yeah, I thought there was 4, but if it's 3,
they're just an hour long.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what did come out? This, I mean, I don't know when this recording will ever come out, but I'm excited to see the season 3 of The Witcher that came out like 2 days ago.
Oh.
Don't say nothing because I've heard a lot of shit already for it.
Yeah, I know. I want to be hype. I haven't heard reviews for it because as far as I know, a lot of people in the like, I don't want to say hardcore nerdy space, but like people that are a little bit deeper into the nerdy space aren't really down to watch it because of all the shit that the writers did. So that's why I was like,
I heard they done like it's kind of like you could tell that it got kind of like shit on.
Yeah,
which sucks.
It's not from the source material, and the writers according to I think Henry or someone from the cast, but it was confirmed also that. Yeah, the writers just like laugh at the source material because they think it's ridiculous writing and they don't like respect it at all. So they didn't base like the first series is supposed to be like all like 90 to 100% based off of the books. And then the second series, then it like dropped down to like 50%. And then the little in between series that they had, which I thought was cool, but apparently is not canon whatsoever. I was like, no,
yeah, it's not.
That's just not at all. Like, it's not even a real thing. And then the new season, it basically continues that theme where it's like not at all the new thing. So,
but like, I think they did that to like test out how people would react, and a lot of people did like it until they were like, oh, it's not canon. They're like, never mind, I don't like it. It's like, it's okay to like new things. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. But what also hurts me is like even Henry Cavill, the main actor for The Witcher, Geralt, is not like a fan of it. He's just like, yeah, no, I didn't really dig it technically. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that sucks. So I might still check it out maybe, but I'm watching some stuff here.
I'm all about like, give me something fresh and new. Like, I hate repetitive shit. Like, I don't want to watch a show or a movie of a game that I really like loved and enjoyed. Like, I'm glad what they did with The Last of Us, because they did flip a lot of things and they changed up a lot of different things of it. So like, it kept it, even though it still obviously followed the storyline, it kept it pretty fresh because there was a lot of like things
fresh watch.
Yeah, like to something that we thought was gonna happen and it was something different. Yeah. So that's nice. That I like that. So I mean, I get why people are upset, but I'm also like, I don't want to watch the same shit I played for like years. Like, let me watch something new.
Right. I get you.
What do you think would make a good Netflix series or just movie?
Dune, if they made it into a show.
I haven't even watched it.
Well, no, Dune is awesome.
Dude, Dune is good.
I'm so excited for part 2.
Part 2 is coming. Oh, dude, they actually just put Dune on. I think it's on Netflix.
Isn't it like 4 hours?
3.
No. Is it? If it's even 3,
it's 3 hours.
Is it 3? Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was awesome.
It's good. I've watched it twice. That movie's really
cool. I think the reason why I like it, a lot of people didn't like it or just found it really confusing because it's a lot of information thrown at you. It's like heavy world building in the first one. It's almost like an introduction / the first 5 chapters of a book. But
yeah, I
loved that shit. It was because it's, I don't know, you got to be really into that sci-fi vibe enough for you to just like really focus in and like look at it. Cause it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like if the future space travel meets ancient Egypt and they just kind of put it together. Like that's the vibe. And I was like the architecture, the area, but then you throw in like Zendaya, Timothy Chalamet, and I was like,
Zendaya's in it?
Yeah.
Right,
she's one of the main characters. I don't care. Like, I don't know. I like, a lot of people make that statement that's like, oh, because Timothy and Zendaya are in it, that's why I got so hyped. I was like, even if it was a different cast, I think it would have still been good. Like,
no,
the story alone of like how that, like how it is explained in like the world is fucking cool. Because like literally the first fucking 2 hours is like a lot of dialogue, a lot of talk. It's not to the very end when people are like, holy shit, it's getting good. And then it's like, but they said the second one's supposed to be like right off of that, so it's supposed to just continue through
from where it was left off. That's the thing, is that's the vibe I'm getting. It's basically I feel like it's the book, but like obviously in TV form, and it feels like that's kind of like what they're doing. And I was like, hey man, I'm
cool.
Read it.
I'm cool with it. Yeah, no, I'm happy they did it like that. Yeah.
Wait,
go for it.
Did you watch the new Spider-Man yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Fuck, never mind then.
I know I should see it. But I just
shit had a lot of dialogue.
I think I heard that there was like a decent amount of exposition.
It was like from when like it's like half of the movie and then it gets to that certain half and then there's just a lot of talking. Like there's action in between, but there's so much talking in between the action that you're paying more attention to what's being said than what's going on because it's so much. There's like a lot happening. So it's like you either catch one or the other. Like a lot of people had to rewatch it because there's a lot of things that they didn't catch or that was said or brought up, and like that, like to like kind of like it makes sense to what was going on in that film.
I did watch a video on Penny, so that like I already know kind of what goes on with her.
Yeah,
so I thought that was pretty cool, like the backstory, because apparently there's comics that are actually that connect off of from the Spiderverse, the first one. So there's actual comics that like I think each character is based off of. So if you want to figure out what's up with
Penny, the one in the Diva?
Yeah,
Divas.
Penny
yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, so that one kind of tells you what happens and stuff like that. It's really cool, dude. I might just pick it up just to have it. That shit's tight.
Did you? So no, I saw it on TikTok. I did not know that the creator of Penny Parker is the singer from fucking My Chemical Romance.
Gerald?
Yeah. Gerald Way? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
What's it called? Yeah, he apparently before he used to be a singer or musician, whatever, he used to draw comics and like do comics and shit. And then I don't know what exactly like inspired him to do it, but he created Penny Parker, and what's it called? He still draws it, I think, to this day. But yeah, that got me interested in it. I was just like, that's cool little trivia.
Yeah, like it's his entire background's crazy. Oh, yeah. Like he had nothing to do with music at the time that like they blew up. Like that was kind of like his like, I'm gonna do this and hopefully like it hits, and it hit. Like, and it was around the same time of like everything, how like, we talked about it in an earlier podcast, like just the butterfly effects, the butterfly effect of how shit led to one to another.
I remember. I think we brought it up. I don't remember.
Yeah, I had brought it up because I had seen a TikTok of it.
Yeah, I saw, do you know what we're talking about, Lee?
What was that again?
The whole.
Sorry, I was looking at the Gerard Way thing.
God damn it! The whole fucking butterfly effect with
My Chemical Romance.
Basically 9/11.
Yeah.
And Gerard Way.
I think we talked about this. I don't really remember the specifics.
Basically, 9/11 happened. And Gerard Way happened to see what happened, and that like inspired him to create My Chemical Romance, which was a band that then inspired Stephanie Meyer, however the fuck you pronounce it, creator of Twilight. But wait.
Yeah, no, you're right.
No, because she did a fanfic of something before that. Fuck. Fuck.
The author of Twilight was a Wattpad girl?
No, is that what you're telling me? It was so no, you're on the right path. But then what happened was, I think it's also has something to do also with fucking 50 Grades of Shade.
50 Shades of Grey. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so so My Chemical Romance led to Stephanie Meyer creating Twilight, and that led the creator of 50 Shades of Grey to make her own fanfic of Twilight, which led to 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. Oh shit.
Yeah.
It was just like,
so that's the butterfly. Yeah, so Gerald saw it. He saw 9/11 happen. He was in New York when it happened,
right?
And he was working. I think he was working with a studio because that's when he was doing all his drawings and stuff for like a newspaper or some shit. I forgot. They explained what he was doing at the time, but he witnessed 9/11 occur, and then a few years on
Wikipedia that he's a writer, so maybe he was writing or something like that.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. But like a few that caused him to have trauma, go to therapy. Like he couldn't really like express himself, so he picked his therapist had him like, I guess, pick up an instrument that led him to creating My Chemical Romance. And then when My Chemical Romance was blowing up, the creator of Twilight, the books of Twilight, she was so like invested into the music and was so big in like the emo scene that she created Twilight, starting with Edward. That was her first character, and then that's where Bella and Jacob and all the entire world came through. And within that world, from years of the books being out, the creator of 50 Shades was reading, and she got so obsessed that she started making fan fiction of it, put it up on the internet. People loved it, and then pulled pieces of all that, and then that's how 50 Shades of Grey came to be 50 Shades of Grey.
So what you're saying is we can thank every teenage girl's obsession.
Okay, I thought you were gonna come with something.
Every like man's or a gay man's obsession, or just person's obsession. Sorry. For and also middle-aged moms and other person's obsession with 50 Shades of Grey. We can thank and attest all that to 9/11.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in a sense, if 9/11 would have happened, we would have never had Twilight or 50 Shades of Grey
or My Chemical Romance.
Which is like a staple.
And then like how would I tell people that I'm not okay, dude?
Future Richard, you have enough time to do it. Cue the Welcome to the Black Parade cat piano. Now.
It's only like 2 keys.
do, 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 do.
I don't even know
why do you have that like just sitting there.
Hold up. Richard keeps it strapped on him at all times.
I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is dead.
He's doing it, I think, right now. We just can't hear because we're on Discord, but
yeah,
it's beautiful.
No.
I hope you guys are welcome.
All right, whatever.
It's okay. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. Meow, meow, meow.
When I
was. But,
ew.
fucking Dom's been getting into my friend. Love you, bitch, by the way. Kisses. Mwah. She's getting into books now. And she's on Booktok. So to talk about that shit. God damn it, bitch. Jesus Christ.
What?
Booktok, y'all are horny, number one. Like, I understand, like, the internet's horny, but now I'm getting Booktok stuff. And people, like, in the comments are like, I don't know if this is, I don't know if these prompts or captions are legit anymore, or if I'm just so fucked up in the head by Booktok that I just assume everything's just fake. And it's just the story of, like, the next YA hit. I was like, oh, shit.
Oh my god.
I mean, Booktok has always been like big on like the erotic scene. Like one of my friends, she's on Booktok, and like basically through Booktok, she's picked up all these books, and there are a lot of erotic books. And she'll like, she what's it called? I don't even know if she watches these anymore. I know she did like a few of them, because she had like talked to me about it. But yeah, she had like read some like erotic book, and she was like, this one sucks. And then she read another one. She was like, I can't read this at work. Like she literally tweeted, she's like, I can't read this at work. I'm horny. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like,
bro, all I'm saying is like, yeah, obviously,
you know
obviously, erotic books existed way back, I'm sure, but at least the resurgence of it now is just fucking fanfic kids, girls that grew up into wanting to read smut all over again.
By the way, if you're a fan of 50 Shades of Grey, the movie, you're a fucking vanilla ass person. Shut up. I don't want to hear it.
If you think it's like, oh my god, that's
I
the
hate
hottest
people
thing I've ever seen.
Dude, it's like fuck you, go away.
That's a little weird.
That shit was.
I thought the movie was I don't think it's that bad of a movie. I would whack. If someone would be like, we have nothing else to watch, and they're like, oh, 50 Shades of Grey or something else, I think I would go with 50 Shades. At least I know it. And I would like enjoy it a little bit.
Dude, I would rather watch the Peanut Gang with the Giant Pumpkin movie. The Snoopy movies.
Yeah, you're talking about the pumpkin patch or
yeah,
something like that?
Yeah, the pumpkin patch. I'd rather watch that.
I forgot the name of
Why
like,
do you
the
say
movie.
that like it's a bad thing? What the fuck?
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
People love that movie.
But it's like, if I had a choice to watch that or 50 Shades of Grey, I'm like, that movie's so mid. People were like so like over. I remember people were hyping it up. They're like, "Ew, it's so sexy." I'm like, I watched it and I was like, "This shit is whack." I read the books. I read the books.
I was gonna say the book reading that shit is obviously way more vulgar than hearing someone just say it. Because
wait. So because I haven't watched it, so what the fuck? Like I'm confused. Like
so 50 Shades of Grey is basically like
I know the
opening.
Yeah, I know the premise.
It's just BDSM,
right? But the story.
But I'm like saying like what's a vanilla? Like is it just like
it's
dirty talk, a little bit of handcuffs? That's it.
No,
well, yeah, that's the thing is that it's dirty talk, but like the kink play isn't necessarily like you're going beyond and above kink play. It's just introductory stuff, and also the portrayal of their relationship is like hella toxic to the kink space. Like a lot of people that are actually in the BDSM space hate that movie because it's so like it just paints them in a bad image, a bad light, and then it also endorses like aggressive, like I forgot what the name of the terminology is, but there's like specific kind of men or doms or masters or whatever that will go out of their way to look for someone like the female lead in 50 Shades and look for someone that's green, fresh, basically a virgin to the scene itself, and will like kind of push them to the dom's limits, to like the person that's in charge limits, and that shit is scarring for most of the time. So but they do that because that's also like their kink. They like that, so it's kind of predatory.
That's rapey. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, it is. No, it is
a little bit. Yeah, so that's why I was like, so that's why people aren't really into it. But there are certain parts where it's like, okay, cool, they did this part right or whatever. So some people will just watch it just for the entertainment value, but a decent amount of the kink community is like, nah, not my thing.
Yeah.
But again, it is pretty vanilla coming. Not to say like I'm the kink master or neither is Steve, but it's like,
no, yeah, but compared to the book, like
the book and then being around the blog and then being on the internet, like you know what's like, oh,
the definition of vanilla.
Yeah, like it's like
I remember.
I mean, it's also varies.
Yeah, I remember seeing a bunch of girls in high school reading that shit, and they're just like,
bro.
I'm like,
I read it in high school
Booktok
because
girls in IRL.
My teacher was like, just pick a book, read it, and then like you have to like basically write a summary about it. When I read it, I was like, I don't know what this is. I remember like going through my aunt's like a bookshelf, and I was like, what's this? And I was like, porno. Like I was in the bus, like the majority of the time I was just in the bus, just like this, just reading. And I was like,
hiding your boner with the book.
I was like, yo, I need to get home.
Like this bus is taking forever, fool. The fuck?
Oh,
the vibration's starting to feel good.
With the book spine right there, he's just like, oh shit.
Ew.
Whoa.
Yeah, but yeah, no, like, but yeah, it like the movie was portrayed very rapey. The book is also, it kind of like throws little hints of that, but it plays around a little more of like the kink aspect of things. But the movie was very like, she said no and you shoved ice in her pussy, like, we don't want this. Like, don't, like, why would you play it like this?
Mm-hmm.
But it's very trashed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they only did one, right?
No,
they did all three. No?
They did all three? Damn,
yeah.
And then 50 Shades Freer is like her basically just the ending of like that era of her life, and she has.
Oh yeah, didn't all of this like take place within like a year or some shit?
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure I saw
like the story or the filming
the
of the
whole
movies?
story. The whole story.
No, the story.
Oh yeah, I think it all takes in the book or in that universe. It all happens within a span of like a year, maybe a year and a couple months.
Like, don't they get married or some shit? And
yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the whole movie is like her trying to run away. It's like her getting fucked and trying to run away when she gets the chance. Like,
when he catches her, she's like, okay. It's like, what the fuck?
She's like, no, don't let me. Okay. Yeah. Everyone's famous for the Red Room, dude.
Yeah, man. Booktok has been wild. And it's funny because she's also like the kind of person to be into like, she's I don't want to say witchy bitch. She's into like Sims and wearing like crop tees and high rise. She's very pretty. So she's got like that whole like, I'm a gamer girl, I smoke weed, and I read a lot of raunchy books, and I'm in a fairy shit.
What the fuck what does Sims have to do with anything?
I feel like there's like a certain like appearance,
like
or
a niche of people who play Sims.
Yeah, that are just like that are girls
really
that mod it, and they mod like the most raunchy shit on there because Sims. Dude, the
Sims go hard, dude.
Sims goes inappropriately hard. Richard,
I'm sure you could. Now that I think about it,
like,
but it's
people,
just like
people be making words.
That thought has never occurred. No, hold on.
Girl,
that thought has never occurred.
That
thought has never occurred to me of somebody being like, I want these Sims to fuck.
Bro, people are literally like, okay, you fuck, and now you turn around and fuck this person.
That's the thing. Is
and
that
it's like, you watch.
It's not just like you guys want to see what's raunchy. Watch your Sims fuck you in the mods. That is way more like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
She's married to this man and she's hooking up with this alien upstairs. What the fuck's going on?
Like, people getting so invested into it. Like, I remember I saw the reason I made that joke is I saw a TikTok of someone doing it. It's like, look at this whore. Yep. And like he like panels over to somebody. He's like, she's fucking the neighbor. And she's like, well, I'm gonna get Chad right now. And then like he basically moves the sim into that character, and he's like, he's a cock, and he's just sitting there he's watching his wife get fucked.
That's the thing, is that too, that the mods are like really detailed on that shit.
Yeah.
Like it will cause them to like fight each other if that shit happens, or join or watch and entertain themselves. Like it's like this is like really good TV. You like that doll meme, the TikTok that's going around. Oh my god, I love that shit.
Oh my god, wait, no, I don't think Steve has seen it. Are you know what he's talking about? The dude playing with two Barbies, or it's a Barbie
the ones you showed me.
Yeah, did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you sent it to me.
I don't remember if I sent it to both of you.
Yeah.
I knew
Man.
You sent it to me first, and then you sent it to Lee.
No, I sent it to Lee too. Like way back.
I saw that, and I was like, perfect. I've seen this guy's stuff before. I just don't follow him, and I need to go down to like the source of it. But I watched his stuff before, so then I saw that, and I was like, this is good. This is quality shit.
It's good. Like his whole little story is good, but I love seeing everybody stitching it with their reactions.
Oh man, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm so into reaction videos right now, because every now and then I'll get like an update of that. Like it was the one that you sent me, and it was one guy reacting to it. And then I saw another one, and it was a girl. It was that same guy, another guy, and then a girl. And I was like, so she's the newest edition. The last one I saw, which was yesterday, was like almost every single person, but the new one was Lizzo.
Oh,
and I was like,
shit.
I love that Lizzo does reactions.
Yeah, and I was sitting there and I was watching, and I'm like, this is like the 6th time I've seen this, and I'm gonna watch it all the way through again. Every single you can't just watch that and just like swipe. You got to sit there and you really got to soak that shit in, because that man is a wordsmith. I gotta be honest,
bro. He doesn't stutter. He doesn't stutter.
Yeah, the delivery is perfect, and the wording for what is it? Run through community snatch.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
yes. You tell her. At that point I was invested. I was like, these dolls are real. And this daughter's going in on her mom, and she deserves it. That damn bitch.
That shit is
How
hilarious.
dare she?
Yeah,
How dare she?
There's a moment where I was like, someone like I had liked the video because it made me laugh, but basically this person was like, they made a new Sims world. They like did the whole thing, and they were like updating people on TikTok, like what my Sims are up to. I remember there's one. He's like, guys, he's like, I don't know what the fuck I did to get here. He's like, I left for the day to work. I come back, and then he like panels to his computer. And it's like a bar, and it's like one of his sim characters. He's just beating women up, like running around beating women up. And he's like, "What the fuck happened here?" He's like, he's like, "Okay," he's like, "Okay, Bradley." He's like, "You had a little too much alcohol." And then like the cops come, and like it becomes a whole thing. It like becomes a whole thing. Like it's bad. Like there's like a whole like.
We're not condoning this. It's just fucking shocking. Okay. Oh my god!
But it's funny because people are like, "Yo, what the fuck do you do when you're not showing us this?" Because like his entire videos is like, it's like he has like a nice like happy community. People are like thriving. People are being friends. All his neighbors are friends, and then from one day to the other, everything like he's like, dude, he's like, I think my Sims just went post-apocalyptic. He's like, because everyone's just chaotic. Like, what's in the water?
Oh my!
And like the aliens come and a bunch of shit.
Happy-go-lucky neighborhood. Then the next scene is just everything on fire, and you have that SpongeBob sound bit in the background. My leg, my leg.
It's like the episode with Wormy, and they're like the whole town's on fire, and people are jumping out of their fucking windows and shit. Yeah. But
that's literally what that shit was. And I was watching it. I got so invested into it, so I would like tune in to watch it, and I was like, dude. And people in the comments were just like, "This is so much better than reality TV." like please let us know what happens next.
Video games are wild, dude. I remember. I don't know if you guys remember this, but do you guys remember? Or have you guys ever heard about the thing that happened in Skyrim with the starving outpost or whatever? Did you guys ever hear about that?
The starving outpost?
So in Skyrim, in the game Elder Scrolls, there I forgot, I don't remember where, I don't remember what DLC or whatever, but at some point in the game when you're just playing, you get a mission, and it's basically like you have to deliver, I think, food, or you have to go to this outpost. But what would happen is if you wouldn't get there in time, when you would show up, they've killed each other and I think they've eaten each other or some shit like that because they were. And the crazy part is that
Skyrim?
It's in Skyrim, and it was a glitch. It wasn't me. That's not how the thing is supposed to play out. It was just AI that was programmed to like kind of survive. And if you didn't make it in the timer, then they would die. But somehow it led to them kind of having like a self-preservation option or something like that. So they just started eating food or killing each other or some shit like that.
In the mission, was this like?
That's how they just played it out.
Was that the mission like where you go like it's like you have to go into some like weird cave like on the shore on the side of the shore? And then you walk in there.
I gotta Google it.
I remember I had seen some shit about cannibalism, but I was like, wait, what the fuck? I was like, that's weird. But then in my brain, I was like, I mean, it's Skyrim. Skyrim people are weird. Like the characters there were all weird as shit.
What's it called? Right now that you're talking about that, it kind of reminded me. Did you guys know about? There's this like pandemic in a sense that happened in World of Warcraft.
No.
Oh yeah, dude. I do know about that.
Yeah.
I do know
what
about
happened
that.
WoW?
That is crazy.
I looked it up because I didn't remember. I don't remember the exact details, but anyway, this from Wiki. It's called the Corrupted Blood Incident, also known as the World of Warcraft pandemic. Basically,
man,
when you participated in a boss battle at the end of a certain raid, the player's character would become infected with a debuff that was transmitted between characters in close proximity. While it's fucking no, it's COVID basically.
I'm like it's a contagious disease, but not like AIDS. But I mean, it's deadly and it would like kill you.
Yeah. While developers intended to keep the effects of the debuff in the boss's game region, a programming oversight soon led to an in-game pandemic throughout the fictional world. So yeah, basically the debuff would affect the player, but it would go away if you beat the boss. But players they would either fast travel to heavily populated game regions because they'd panic essentially. They're like, oh shit, like I'm dying or whatever the fuck, right? So they leave, and the animal companions, like, you know, your little mounts or whatever the fuck, they can also get affected by it. So players would put them away, thinking like, oh, if we put them away, they'll be fine. But if you took them out, they were still infected. So all of this shit basically led to what should have been just a little like debuff while fighting a certain boss turned into almost the entire fucking like player base getting this disease or whatever the fuck. And it's like so realistic. Apparently like real scientists, like pandemic scientists, studied this to see how the world would react should like a pandemic ever get to this point. So it's so fucking crazy.
The corrupted blood, it greatly impacted cities, of course. Just like think of any zombie movie, any pandemic, any type of virus and shit like that. I guess there's a city called Ironforge, which is one of the bigger ones. The cities were littered with corpses occupied by hundreds and hundreds of ghost players because they were too scared to reclaim their body because they would still have the debuff. So you would just die either way. There's no point.
What happens when you die? Do you lose something?
I think you lose like your quality. I think things start breaking down and stuff like that. So I would assume like once something breaks down enough, it's destroyed for the most part, especially in those older games. So like Richard said, the scientists hit them up, but it wasn't any scientists. It was the fucking CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So they contacted Blizzard after the incident, asking if they could use the data to proceed what they perceived as a planned disease simulation to inform their disease modeling research. Blizzard informed the facility that the corrupted blood outbreak was the result of an unintentional software bug, and thus they had no data to share with them. So Blizzard didn't even bother giving that information over. I mean, imagine if we had it either way, wouldn't have helped because somebody got rid of our fucking emergency task force. Not gonna say any names, but y'all know the big fucking dumbass orange. Despite the accidental nature of the corrupted blood incident, bore several resemblances to real-world pandemics, leading to researchers to explore the event as a disease model. In the article of the journal Epidemiology, Rand Blanchard, blah blah blah. There's a lot of names. Compared the role that pet companions played in the spread of the corrupted blood disease as well. Apparently, companions could catch it too.
Yeah, that's what they told me. Yeah.
Oh,
that's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know that happened.
Oh, it's all virtual shit. Obviously, just a bug, and I'm sure they fixed it. I don't know the exact details.
I'm sure. Yeah, they had to.
It's just like
the fucked up part. I think the fix was because it's only happened. I think in WoW's existence. I think 2 times, 3 times, a full reset, a full jump back. It was basically like a what you do when your computer gets a virus and you have to like kind of reload a previous version of it. Yeah. That's what they basically did. They reloaded the previous version that got rid of the whole new update and all that shit. So people that did end up getting really rare shit, really good stuff, lost everything because nothing was salvageable at that point, basically. Good thing, though, that they backed up their software because you would have just assumed that somebody would just fuck up and not do that. So, yeah, man, that shit's crazy. The WoW plague.
Predicting games, the future since whatever. I don't know.
Honestly.
That's insane. I was like looking at some of it right now. I was like, that's crazy. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear like all like the internet news happening? I mean, this is gonna be old by the time we probably come out. But that whole like fucking Adam No Jumper and his wife.
What?
No.
So through the years, they've been known to have their podcast called the Plugtok. And then he like within the videos they make porn. Yes. Oh, sorry, corn. They make corn
in the video.
Like yeah.
Well, because I think they only upload it to like Pornhub, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a talking
podcast, and then the podcast just fuck, and then they just continue with the podcast.
No. So they do the podcast, and they do the podcast, and they do the podcast, and then they fuck.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. That's what they do, but
do they talk while they're fucking?
No. It's literally
it's
a podcast. Once the podcast section is over, it just leads into them fucking.
Yeah, but they're open, so they're open. But these videos have always been a girl. It's Lena, which is his wife, Adam, and then their guest. It's always been a girl.
What's the name of the couple again?
Lena the Plug and Adam 22.
Adam 22. Adam 22.
Pretty
and
sure we brought them up before.
We have.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like I know what his face looks. Oh, okay, I do know.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's from the No Jumper podcast.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is now everyone's calling. The internet went crazy and started calling him a cuck. Started calling him a bunch of shit because he allowed his wife to get to do a porn with just her and then some porn actress, some guy.
Okay.
But people were like, "Oh, like how are you gonna let her?" Blah blah blah. Like that's your wife. And he was like, "You guys," he's like, "You guys do understand? Like she's literally there giving me head while I'm like fucking somebody." Yeah. Like in front of her. Like he's like, "We've been doing this for." He's like, the idea of my wife getting fucked by somebody and me watching a porno of it. He's like, it's kind of hot. The words were, "It's kind of hot to me." And then he made a joke.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm like,
he made a joke about it at the end, and he was like, and don't worry, guys. He's like, Lena's vagina's been restored back to non-BBC vaginal stretch because the guy that she like slept with like has like he's been known to have a huge ass dick. Like dude's massive. And yeah, like and it's just a video of her getting fucking railed. So people were like, "Oh, like you're a cuck, blah blah blah, this and that." And he was like, "She literally lets me fuck." And it's not just one. Like he has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. For his birthday, he got fucking Riley Reid and then I don't know what other like big porn star to like give him head and let him record it and upload it on Twitter.
Now I gotta look up his penis. I looked up his face and now I'm like, okay, now I gotta see what this man's packing.
All right,
Adam 22. Yeah, but that happened. That happened like because I know we were talking about Twitter.
It. I didn't know the exact details, but yeah, I did hear about it.
Yeah,
who cares?
People were like, you let your girl get mandingoed. I was like,
who cares? They're two consenting adults.
And not only that, it's their business.
It's their business.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's their job.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's like, you guys don't understand. He's like, this is good for my business and her business.
Yeah,
like we're making money
out of proportion.
Yeah, like he's like, we're making money. But yeah, people are like, and now there's memes like, imagine like your girl looking at somebody like this and it's not you, and it's like, you guys are all weird. Like it's porn. Like they're acting. Like
even
So
even if it's just porn, either way.
Like I was watching Timothy Chantaratu's podcast, and he recently interviewed
Good for you, Lena.
He recently interviewed Violet Myers as well, and like she's like the one of the bigger ones on like Pornhub. She's like I think like number 1 right now.
Now you're looking at another name.
She's like a huge porn star. And like she even says it. She was like, yeah, like she's like, I don't really like. She's like, this is my job. She's like, I don't. She's like, I used to fuck for fun. Now I just fuck for money. Like, she's like, her words were, I only enjoy fucking when I do it on my OnlyFans. She's like, but when it comes to production, she literally said she only does it because she likes the trashy outfits. She likes the shitty scripts. Like, it's funny to her. And she's like, I get yelled at on set because I laugh so much, like mid-sex. She's like, we're literally cracking up. She's like, or I've gotten hungry and I get up and I go get a donut, eat, and then come back to like just like, riding dick. And it's like, people are like, it's just a job. Like, you know, like she's like, I'm acting.
She's
like, you know,
hot. Good for you. Ooh. Good for you, Violet Myers. She's a pretty lady. I get it.
And she's like huge in like the anime community now. She's big in like awesome. That scene. She's on Twitch.
Love that.
Like, and like she's not on Twitch like showing her tits. She's not on Twitch doing like any like, she really is like just either playing games or like reacting to like some anime shit. Like she's very nerdy.
I don't love it because she's very, I just love it because she's got like a personality that isn't just her work.
Yeah,
and
no,
she
and
showcases her personality so that it gives us that knowledge that like, you're just not
like watching like watching that interview, like they asked her some questions about it and she's like, I hope to spend out of porn and like make a living off of like YouTube, off of like TikTok, off of my Twitch, cool. You know? Like she's like it's there. She's like, but it racks the most money. She's like, so of course I'm gonna do it. And like it's just funny because like a lot of like I know she had said something. It's like, yo, like she's like, she's my friend. Like you guys need to chill out. Like, you know, like what the like there was a lot of hate in that community for that, and it was just like it's so weird.
Though. Like I wouldn't even expect that community or like that's so weird. Like it's bizarre. Honestly, it's just bizarre. That's their relationship. Like I don't like it's polyamory. Like they're open. Or, like it's there. Like that's not something that they're shy about. Like she gets hers and he gets his, and it's also their jobs, and they.
You know what? I think about it. It's just like
you don't gotta love someone to fuck someone, baby. I'm sorry. Let me tell you all that real quick. Just saying.
Here's the thing. It's a different morals for some people. Some people really think that they, you know, that being with anybody else, you know, at least like anything besides monogamy is wrong, supposedly in their heads. Yeah. Then it comes to some other people, and it's just like, bro, it's just sex. Who cares? Yep. Like, you know, it just doesn't have that big of an impact to some people. And as far as like the people that are like calling him fuck or whatever the fucking comments and whatever the fuck, I bet you for the most part, all of them like are either stereotype or slash classic insult, they're virgins, or they're fucking just people who like maybe have had sex like once in their life or some shit, right? Where to the point where they like think it's really that big of a deal to a lot of people. When it's like for people like them, it's just business. Who cares? And even then, it's like as long as they're both under the agreement of like, yeah, it's polyamory, but you know, we're still in love with each other or whatever it happens to be. That's their fucking
and
thing.
You know, they are like they show their relationship. I'm like, they are like they have a whole kit together and everything.
I don't know. Maybe it's because of how my brain works, because I'm constantly thinking about anything like almost at any given time. I don't know. I feel like I've thought of like, okay, if I were to be in a relationship with someone, or if we're approaching that ideal idea of like, let's open it up. Let's explore. In my head, I already got rules just in case. Like I'm already like, okay, so this is what's going to have to happen. This is what's going to have to happen. And then this is what's going to have to happen. And we're cool.
Yeah.
That's like as long as like I'm not gonna say like it's just a bunch of shit. It all depends too, but
there's also like thruplets.
Yeah, and there's also like multiple closed multiple partners, but it's still closed.
Yeah,
so. If we're gonna get like personal about it, personally, I don't think I could ever do it.
I can't. I'm too selfish. Exactly. I'll be honest.
Mainly because I get not so much jealous, but I'm just more like, selfish in a way where I'm just like, no, I want you just for me. I don't want to share you in a sense, or like, you know, have somebody else come in and kind of just take what's mine. Not obviously, I'm not gonna be like, oh, her body's mine type of shit. Just more like I feel like that's something that I would treat more with like a exclusiveness for us. But I don't know. I think that's something that would take like a lot of talking. If like
It's a different mindset for sure.
like if it came down to it, and maybe if it was just like it's not an ultimatum, but more like a I just want to explore type of thing, I'd be like, maybe. I don't know.
Mm.
I maybe could get convinced, but I doubt it.
What were you gonna say, Steve?
I was gonna say I fall along the line saying like it's not even like I'm not against it because I'm not. I've had my fair share of stupidity in the past. Not saying it's stupid, but like it's just my fair share of fun. But I don't know. Like I think like when I really think about sex, it's like I'm very selfish. Like it's like if I like this, like this I just want to be here. Like I don't want to be here and then switch off and then switch off. Like my brain has to rewire itself to like each person. But just the overall mindset of like I don't know. And it's not like I guess the people who do it like, and I can only speak this for myself because I don't know anybody who does. I think it's more mainly like to fill fantasies of it, of like you're in this dilemma. Like I think the wronger it is, the sexier it is for some people, type of thing. And it opens obviously that mindset of like, oh well, like like if I do this, you could do that. But it's like I think a lot of people, the reason why they can't do it or why they don't follow through with that idea is because it's very taboo, especially like growing up. If you don't have that idea in your like embedded, then you're never gonna follow through with it. But I think it's also like I was like, what's the term I was trying to use? It just falls along the lines of like you don't get aroused off of these things, like or like you don't think it's necessarily needed or pleasurable unless you're both in the agreement, and everything has to be an even playing field. Like I think if you are gonna be in an open relationship, you can't put certain rules. I think there should be rules implied because at the end of the day, like you're still with that person and this is your partner. But I don't think there shouldn't be that many rules, like because it should be an even playing ground. It's like it shouldn't always fall like, oh, okay, well, unless you're both okay with like, oh, we're only gonna fuck girls, or once in a while we'll throw a guy in the mix, or once in a while it'll be me and two other girls or me and two other guys type of thing. It's like, okay, cool, like that's your cup of tea. But I don't know. I've thought about it. Like it's like I've put some thought into it. I had plenty of opportunities, like plenty of like, especially in the past. I know I had. I'm not even gonna get into it, but yeah, like alcohol mixing is just it's a different world. But it definitely opened my mind where I was like, I was like, what if? I was like, would I like? Well, I was like, my mind was like, would I enjoy watching this? Like watching my partner and somebody else? Like to be specific, it was with another girl. And I was like, would I enjoy watching this? And I was like, no. I was like, why would I want that when I can just do that myself to this person? But I think if this person was okay with it, or they really wanted like to push that agenda that they wanted that, then I'd have to like somewhat find a middle ground for it, because it's not necessarily like, I don't know. It's just a different mindset. I don't think I've tried getting myself somewhere there. Never works.
I think for me, when I say rules, I think I'm trying to think. I feel like my rules aren't like super like, I don't know. So it's basically like it's all about like, okay, now we're just open communication. Like there's no like really holding a whole lot of secrets. Like, now who you're texting, I would like to know, like to a certain extent. It depends on like the partnership for reals. Like if I've been with this person for a while, then the rules I feel like are gonna be a little bit more rigid, where it's like, okay, well, if you're talking to anyone, let me know. So I know like, oh, okay, you're texting most likely so-and-so, I just kind of want to be in the know. And then if there are feelings that are being developed farther than just a physical attraction or whatever it may be, then let me know. And then we can go from there. Cause I either like me now wouldn't be too comfortable with it. And I would be like, okay, well, let's see what's going on. Is it me? Is it just like this relationship, whatever? But if it's like a fresh thing and it's just like, we come back to each other, and we just do what we're going to do, and we'll sometimes include each other, then that's fine. And I feel like that's kind of okay with me, but I also do think that I'm a product of my my community, my environment, not like my home, because my parents don't like that whatsoever. But I feel like being gay, you kind of are not expected, but it's just kind of the norm to be in an open relationship or not be monogamous. Not that I don't want to be, but because of like the environment, the community that I'm in, I feel like I have to be to a certain extent, at least understanding. And my version of being okay with it is setting up rules that this person is going to go along with. Like, you're gonna have to. If you don't, then we're not doing this. That's just how it works for me, honestly. Because it's hard for me to also kind of just be like, even after that, to like be friends and kind of just see where it's gonna go if we're gonna pick it up again. Like that stuff is, I don't know. I can't really do that because then I get into my head about it and I'm just like,
do they like doing this more with these people?
Yeah, and if I'm around and then now you're just with this person, it's too much. So that would just be like
conscious,
yeah, that'd be a no contact after that, to be honest. So it depends.
One-time hitters,
kind of.
Just to like a quick thought that came to my head. I think I brought it up before where I've said, whatever I get into, I always put like 100% of me into. Like I put my all into it. So I think that also applies with me into relationships. If I feel like I 100% give my full fucking being or whatever the fuck into this person, and I just personally I would expect that back.
The same.
So
I feel that.
So for me, it's just like I don't think I would even want to include anyone else because I just don't want to. I don't know, if I don't get that same feeling back from them, I'm just like, well, is this something that I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, I don't want that anymore then.
I
don't know.
That's fair.
Me.
I feel like it that's what I was saying. Like, there's got to be rules for me, because if there's not, then I'm always going to be wondering. My mind is my worst and biggest downfall. So like, you got like, I mean, I feel like at this point you got to already be okay with me just wanting like honest communication for the most part. Like, we got to be upfront about how we're feeling. I hate passive aggressiveness. I hate subtlety when it comes to your own feelings. I like bluntness. I'm like, tell me how you're feeling. Let's talk. Like, I'm that kind of person. So it's like, man, yeah, if I'm not getting that and you kind of want to open up and kind of like open this like private space to other people, other forces, then it's like, okay, well, now you and I are a team. Like, that's already been decided, or it's going to be decided. Like, that's what we are. And everybody else is just side characters. That's how this is going to be from now on.
Yeah.
Everybody's a side piece, literally, but we're the protagonists. These bitches don't compare, right? And if that energy is not matched or respected or understood
or met,
there's no point. There's no point. My brain will always think, okay, you're looking for other people. I look at you looking at someone else. I become that person at that point.
I said it before.
Because it's like, you open the door, you can't close that shit.
I said it before. You choose me or you lose me. That's my motto.
Yeah. Yep.
So toxic.
My new motto.
Okay, but that's just like in a romantic sense. Obviously, I'm not gonna be like, hey, you lose all your friends or me. Like, that's fucking toxic as shit. If you're like that,
I've lost Richard before, guys. He comes back.
The Idol, the show. I forgot his name.
Wait, what did you say?
The Weekend.
No,
like the show on the Weekend. Oh, what does he say?
I don't know.
Don't say anything. Yeah, you'll see it later.
Future Richard will hear back.
God damn it! Whatever.
Don't cut it.
Don't care.
Hey, Future Richard.
Just know I hold that against you forever.
Just know that his whole asshole meant it. What did Lisa?
Oh wait, I know what you're talking about now. You want to bring it up? We can bring it up.
No.
Okay then.
What?
We'll talk about it off.
Sorry, guys.
You want to bring it up? All right.
I don't know why you're even bringing it up. I was making a joke.
Anyway.
I said, you know what? I'll just say it.
All right.
I was like, it's okay, guys. I lost Richard once. He comes back.
What?
That's it. That's all I said.
This is the whole, like, him and...
Shut up.
Oh, okay. All of a sudden, you want to... Okay. Now I'm saying...
They're breaking up, you guys!
This is during the whole him and Abby situation. And yeah, basically, I just thought he was being a dumbass, and I was like, "Bro, all right."
He said I can be your friend no more.
Yeah,
it was just supposed to be a joke.
I'm like, we count that. I was like, that like when he said, I was like, we're counting that? I didn't know that was counted.
I don't think
I feel
so.
like that, I feel like that is just so fresh into like the friendship or whatever that it's just like, oh, those are
Richard and I were friends for a while by the point.
No, we were like a year maybe.
No, more. I was already at T-Mobile.
No, you weren't. No, you were still at Target.
No, you were still at Target. Yeah, when Richard was around. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you. What's it called? Yeah, it was like a year after that or some shit that you finally left.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah. That's it.
Anyways, you guys, thank you for watching the podcast. We had some stuff planned, but we decided to riff, and this is what we got.
It's good enough.
And it wasn't too bad. Yeah.
I think it was interesting.
Yeah.
Leave a comment letting us know your thoughts about these dumbass episodes. So.
We spoke to did.
Let us know which friend you still hold hate or anger.
Let us know which friend you still hold anger towards.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Let us know what your ultimatum is.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Let us know what your ultimatum is.
You know, there's another season.
Yeah, that broke the camel's back.
We need to watch it.
What?
There's another
season of the Ultimatum.
What the fuck is that?
The show
we watched it in Vegas.
Oh
yeah, we were all mad about.
I forgot about that show. That was trash.
Yeah, I love trash TV.
That was good trash TV. Yeah, it was.
What was her name? The April.
Oh yeah,
I do not remember names.
She's the Asian one.
No.
Yeah, she's the Asian one.
April.
One of the
last two or whatever.
She was pretty.
She was very
yeah, she's thriving, married with kid.
Oh,
and she looks hot.
I remember looking at the pictures. I remember that. Okay, I kind of remember what she looks like. I remember sitting there and looking at the pictures. So I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
She made it. She's the real winner.
Yeah. Good for you. All right. Anyways, that's the episode. No recommendations just because this is a rip. Final thoughts. I'm just okay. I was just gonna say.
Oh no, that's just me thinking. Go for it. Yeah, because I can't. Nope.
You know what? I don't have one. Fuck! I can't. I thought I had something.
Hopefully this episode still comes out during the summer, but hope you guys are having a great summer. And you know, I don't know if it comes out in the winter, put a sweater on. Yeah. If it doesn't, take the sweater off.
I'm trying to think. Take that leap of faith, but not you. You know who we're talking to, not you. This is not meant for your FYP.
No, do it!
You know what? If you're listening to this, this isn't targeted at you. I don't think so. I just don't think our demographic is part of that kind of...
If we do reach that demographic at some point, just be like Nike and just do it.
If we do reach that demographic, hi friends.
Just do it.
How are you guys doing? Actually, that's a dumb question because we know exactly how you're doing.
Oh my god. Stop. It's getting
oh my god.
Getting worse.